Where is Stefanie? Who saw her go into the woods? We're getting a lot of conflicting reports about the last time Stefanie was seen, just 13 years old. And I've got a problem with that, and I'll tell you why. It was over 20 years ago that I last saw my fiance before he was murdered. I know what time it was. I know what he was wearing. I know what he said. I can identify his vehicle, his shirt, everything. I don't have a problem with that. It's crystal clear in my mind. So why is there confusion about what happened to 13-year-old Stefanie? Joining me in All-Star panel, but first, listen to this.
Maine State Police and the FBI are asking the public for help locating a teen from New Sweden, Maine, who walked into the woods and hasn't been seen again. Stefanie Damron has turned 14 since her disappearance 4 months ago. Stefanie is 5 feet tall, 130 pounds, with green eyes and brown hair. She was last seen wearing a long-sleeved blue shirt and black Harley-Davidson hiking boots.
There is a $15,000 reward, and it's climbing. And now we understand the FBI has been called in on the search for Stefanie. The description of her is shoulder length, light brown hair, and I've seen repeatedly striking green eyes. Now, we just saw her dad speaking, and that's from our friends at Patrol Live. I want to see the dad one more time, please. Let's watch Dad Christopher Dale.
It was not her phone. It was her grandfather's phone. We had bought an old simple phone. We didn't even know it could connect to the internet. Come to find out, this cheap $20 flip phone was how she ended up connecting to the internet.
Again, joining me in All-Star panel, including a volunteer searcher who has been out searching for Stefanie. I'm trying to figure something out. To Tom Green joining us, former Chief Deputy, Washoe County Sheriff's Office, former homicide detective, cold case squad burglary, owner of Nevada Investigative Services. Tom, what can you tell me about this family living as homesteaders, as you say?
Yeah, so this is a different lifestyle. These are folks that want to sustain on their own. They don't want to be meddled with. They don't want to be fiddled with. They don't
Put him
want
back
law
up, please.
enforcement.
Okay, speak English to me. What do you mean sustain? I sustain myself every day when I work and put
Right,
dinner on the table, but I've got an idea you mean something entirely different.
I do. So we're talking about no power. Any power that any electricity they have is going to be generators. Um, as you heard, a flip phone, one flip phone supposedly
Whoa,
that's
no
being shared.
power? Why don't they have any
No power.
power?
Well, they're using generators to run things when they need power, but this is off the grid,
Why do
simpler
you want a
living.
generator that can go down? I've got a generator and I go test the thing every week. But wait a minute. If you're not going to have power, that's a lifestyle choice, I guess. But if you're going to use a generator and you do have power, what's the point of not having power? Do they not want any connection to the power company?
It could be, and it could be it could be cost prohibitive. They live like a half a mile from a road in a forested area of a town of 575 people. And this is remote as it gets.
But I guarantee you the next door neighbors have electricity. What do you mean it's cost prohibitive? You know how much a
Well, and
generator
it could
costs? If you
be,
can afford a generator, you can afford a monthly power bill.
right? And according to them, that's what they were doing when their daughter went missing.
What did you say about sustaining themselves? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get an understanding of how this little girl was living.
Yeah, well, like I said before, it's you've got four of their six children living at home in a home-fashioned yurt with no power, no plumbing,
Put
no running
him
water.
up. Whoa, wait a minute. A yurt. That's a fancy name for a tent.
Basically, yes.
Where are the other two children? Do we know where they are?
My understanding is that they're adults and have left the home and on their own.
Gee, I wonder why they'd want to get out of there. Tom, I don't want to get too far afield from the fact that Stefanie's missing, and there are conflicting stories about when she was seen last.